Greetings, enthusiastic learners. Today we are going to be learning long division, the basics. In order to accurately do a long division problem, we need to remember the many steps it takes. To remember those steps, we are going to use a mnemonic, or literary device, or funny saying to help us remember the steps. The saying is, does McDonald's sell burgers Sundays? What? Can you say that with me? Does McDonald's sell burgers Sundays? What? Let's look at that a little more closely. Each of the words stands for a letter to the steps of long division. Does McDonald's sell burgers Sundays, or DMSBS? It actually stands for divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, start over. And of course, I like to add the what. It will all make more sense shortly. Let's see if you can remember the steps. Say them slowly. Does McDonald's sell burgers Sundays? What? Very good job. Let's test this out. Each of those stands for a letter. Can you remember the letters? Does D, McDonald's, M, sell, S, burgers, B, Sundays, S? Or DMSBS. Does McDonald's sell burgers Sundays? What? Now, of course, that stands for divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, start over. But if you can remember the letters, the math part comes next. Make sure you can remember before it's all gone. Let's try an actual long division problem. We're going to start by putting down our letters so we have a checkoff system in case we forget which step to do next. Remember our letters. Does McDonald's sell burgers Sundays? What? Now we have the essential letters we need to be able to fill out our long division problem. In order to start, we have to ask our first question, the divide, or what is 6 divided by 2? Since division is tough for many kids, I like to change it into a multiplication problem. We are able to do that since multiplication is the inverse to division. We can ask ourselves, what times 2 equals 6? What times 2 equals 6? Let's count on our fingers. 2, 4, 6. Correct, the answer is 3. There are 3 2's in 6. It is very important to remember where to put our 3. Since the D is on the top of our list, we always want to put the answer to the what question on the top of our long division problem. So let's put the 3 here. Now it is time to do the next step, which is M. Do you remember the math word for M? That's correct, it's multiply. So now it's time to multiply. I encourage all my 3rd and 4th graders to touch each of the numbers as they multiply so they can remember what they're multiplying and where it goes. 3 times 2 equals 6. It is important to line up your numbers and put the 6 directly below the 6. We have just multiplied, so we can check it off. Next we have the S, or subtract. What we are going to subtract is the 6 and the 6. So we make a mini subtraction problem, and we subtract 6, take away 6, is 0. You can now see why they're calling it long division, because very slowly we're starting to extend our problem farther down or making it long. I can now check off the S. Our next step is B, or bring down. It is important to remember that we can only bring down one number at a time. The number we're going to bring down is the 4. I like to use an arrow so I can remember which numbers I've already brought down. You take the number and you bring it down directly next to the number you just subtracted. So I bring down my 4. I have now divided, multiplied, subtracted, brought down. Now it's time to start over. Start over simply means go back up to the top and ask the what question again. And we are going to repeat this over and over and over again until we've used up all the numbers. So I'm going to go back up to the top and ask myself the next question. That question being, what is 4 divided by 2? Or what times 2 equals 4? Let's count on our fingers. 2, 4. Correct. There are 2 2's in 4. Now, the question is, where do I put my 2? Remember, we are back on the top doing the what question. So we want to be able to put the 2 on the top. 2. I'm going to now check off divide. I just divided once again. What comes next? M, multiply, correct. Don't forget to touch it. 2 times 2 equals 4. Now here's my next question. Where do I put the 4? Well, if you know your place value, you would know that this is the ones place and this is the tens place. So we don't want to put the 4 here because that would be the tens place. Instead, we need to put the 4 in the ones place. We have just multiplied. Now it is time to subtract. Make your mini subtraction problem. 4, take away 4. You can add the 0 or leave it out, equals 0. I have now subtracted. My next step is bring down. Now, don't forget to bring the number straight down next to the number we just subtracted. Since I'm not lining up my numbers perfectly, you can see I have to do it a little slanted, but that's okay. Bring down the 2. Make sure you show an error so that when the problems get bigger, you can remember what numbers you already brought down. And check off bring down. We are now at start over. So once again, we go back up to the top and ask the what question one more time. Our question now is what times 2 equals 2? Or what times 2 equals 2? Well, if we count on our fingers by 2's, we know the answer is 1. Remember that the answer to the what question always goes on top, 1. Now many kids want to be done now, but we are not done until there's nothing left to bring down. We need to continue our steps. We have just divided. We now need to multiply. Let's touch it. 1 times 2 equals 2. Do you remember to where to write the number? That's correct, in the ones place, 2. We have now multiplied. It is now time to subtract. 2 take away 2 is 0. And now we have subtracted. Our final step is to bring down. As you can see, there are no more numbers to bring down. We have already brought down our 4 and our 2. There are no more numbers to bring down, so we are finished. The correct answer to 642 divided by 2 is 321. On another video, I will show you how to check long division, but let's try a few on our own. Before I move on to the next page, let me know, do you remember the steps? That's right. Does McDonald's sell burgers Sundays? What? Let's try to do a problem. If you feel comfortable that you can do it on your own, you can go to the bottom of the screen and push the pause button and try the problem on your whiteboard. Then you can check it, by pushing play and seeing if you have done it accurately. Let's try. My first question is, what times 3 equals 9? Or how many 3's are in 9? So let's count on our fingers. 3, 6, 9. Correct, 3. Remember, the answer to the what question always goes on the top. I'm going to put a check next to my what, and now I am on multiply. Don't forget to touch it. 3 times 3 equals 9. I have just multiplied. Look what comes next. You got it. Subtract. 9 take away 9 is 0. My next step is bring down. You can only bring down one number at a time, so I'm going to bring down just the 3. This is the most difficult step, is the start over. This is where most kids get stuck. But remember to start the process over. The neat thing about math is it repeats and repeats and repeats, no matter how large the number is. So go back up and ask what again. My next question is, what times 3 equals 3? Let's count on our fingers. 3. Correct. The answer is 1. I have just divided. Next I will multiply. 1 times 3 equals 3. Now subtract. 3 take away 3 equals 0. What's next? Bring down. You keep getting every one of these right. Bring down the 6. Make sure it goes directly next to the 0. And we need to start over one more time. Ask yourself the what question. What times 3 equals 6? Well, let's count on our fingers. 3, 6. Correct, 2. The answer to the what question always goes on top. Next, I need to multiply. 2 times 3 equals 6. Subtract. Bring down. Oh, there's no numbers to bring down. That means I am finished. The correct answer to 936 divided by 3 is 312. If you got that question correct, you definitely deserve a gold star. Try the next problem on your whiteboard, and then come back and try it with me. Okay, you must have tried to do it. Let me quick erase my check marks. Don't forget each time to write your letters. Does McDonald's sell burgers, sundaes? What? Or divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, start over. Let's try this final problem. Actually, there's one more after this to get a treat, but let's see if you did this one right on your whiteboard. I'm going to go a little faster this time, see if you can keep up. How many 2's go into 8? Correct. The answer is 4. 4 times 2 equals 8. Next let's not go too fast. Next I need to subtract. 8 take away 8 is 0. I've subtracted. Next I bring down. Bring down the 6. Remember, you can only bring down one number at a time. I am now on start over. Let's ask the what question again. I'm going to change pens. I hope you don't mind. I like the green. I thought it would work, but you can barely see it. All right, let's keep going. What times 2 equals 6? 3, correct. You're getting fast at this. 3 times 2 equals 6. I have just divided and multiplied. It is now time to subtract. 6 take away 6 is 0. Let's do our final step, which is bring down. It is now time to bring down my 0. Since I just brought down, I have to start over. I almost tricked myself and said I was finished, but whenever you bring down, you have to go through the process one more time. My final question is what times 2 equals 0? Now this is strange because we haven't done a problem like this yet, but you can answer this. How many 2's go into 0? There is a correct answer. Let's look at it closely. What times 2 equals 0? That's right, 0. Anything times 0 equals 0. So my correct answer is 0. Now we need to multiply. Let's touch it. 0 times 2 is 0, 0. I subtract. I need to bring down, but there's nothing left to bring down. So the correct answer to 860 divided by 2 is 430. If you got this one correct, you deserve more than a gold star. How about this time? A gold star and a smiley face. All right, now it's your turn. It is time to show off. What I would like you to do is on your whiteboard, do this problem. Don't forget to write your letters. Check them off as you go. When you are finished, bring it to the teacher. If you get the correct answer, not only will you get to hear the lion roar, you will also get an extra something special from your teacher. Thank you for joining us for Long Division, the Basics. And hopefully, we won't see you again.